Dear Google, I am writing as a concerned content creator on YouTube. My channel is relatively small. I have only about 1,200 subscribers. I have, according to analytics, about 10,000 hours of watch time over the last year, which is pretty decent, I think, but I know it's just a tiny drop in the bucket. I don't expect that this will even reach you necessarily. Still, if it does, I hope that you value the thoughts that I'm about to share. Free expression, the ability to seek, to receive, to communicate information, is the highest of all liberties. John Milton once said, quote, "Give me the liberty to know, to utter, and to argue freely, according to conscience, above all liberties." I and millions of others are increasingly alarmed at the rapid acceleration of censorship and other means of controlling speech online, not just on your platform, but across much of the internet. I first made videos on YouTube back in 2009 through 2011. Though I understood well back then that Google was an extraordinarily large corporation, I and millions of others associated YouTube with the principle of free expression and speech. It was called YouTube for a reason. It was a neutral platform for small users to create content and to broadcast their own unique opinions. Though owned by a giant corporation, it was, in essence, a bottom-up operation. Sadly, that is no longer the case, and YouTube has suffered immensely because of it. YouTube has more and more transformed into a top-down organization. Corporate channels now dominate much of the landscape, delivering stale, conventional, officially authorized opinion. Heterodox views are demonetized, banned, or intentionally suppressed in the search results. Ideological conformity is now privileged over dissent. This is a travesty for YouTube and for the internet at large. John Stuart Mill once wrote that, quote, "Genius can only breathe freely in an atmosphere of freedom." Genius online will suffer because of the increased censorship. Content creators, if not banned, will increasingly self-censor in order to remain on the platform. Creativity, innovation, and free thinking will languish as a result. The age in which we live and the values of our age are no less infallible than previous ages. There are undoubtedly orthodox opinions today which will later prove false or even grossly incorrect. In the same way, there are undoubtedly unorthodox opinions today which will later show themselves correct. Under current YouTube policy, Galileo might have been banned for contradicting the popular consensus on the position of Earth vis-a-vis the Sun. Heliocentrism was, according to the prevailing opinion of the day, misinformation. To cite another example, there was a time not long ago when eugenics was the scientific consensus. Or how about another example? In the early decades of the American Republic, abolitionist literature was labeled misinformation and suppressed or censored, and I could go on. By allowing for unorthodox views, freedom of speech is a precious vehicle, a necessary vehicle for human progress and change. Your company has a great and tremendous responsibility. Ask yourself, do you wish to be an engine for human empowerment? Do you wish to be a powerful company, beloved and utilized by free-thinking, independent-minded individuals all across the world of all sorts of different perspectives and backgrounds? Or do you wish to be an engine for human control? Do you wish to be gods, ruling over a population of lesser beings, regurgitating the same stale opinion, or living in fear of dissenting from the authorized viewpoint? Do you side with 1776 or with 1984? With the American way or with the Soviet way? The choice is yours, and the choice is now. Google's motto used to be, "Don't be evil." The slogan was dropped in 2018. The spirit of that slogan at your company ought to be revived. My appeal is simple. Change course. I urge you, with all humility, and I mean that sincerely, change course. Return to your roots, the roots that made your platform and company great. There is the possibility for redemption. We believe in redemption. Simply confess your sins, admit that you took a wrong turn, make a series of persuasive, authentic statements affirming your commitment to protecting unorthodox opinion, and you shall be forgiven. You shall be forgiven. Do this and you will not witness an exodus of creators from your platform to places like Rumble. You will retain your dominance in the field of content creation. If corporate advertisers have a problem with this free speech policy, explain to them eloquently and authoritatively why it is that you protect speech. And if they still can't handle it, tell them to take a hike. Money is important, especially for a large company like yours. We recognize that and respect that. But sometimes principle is more important than money. If you continue to censor, if you accelerate the censorship, the exodus will assuredly continue and it will grow. The people targeted by your censors may not be woke, but we're awake. We're awake to the threat of tyranny and top-down control that is growing all around us. In halls of government, yes, but also most especially among corporate actors. If you continue down this path, you may succeed in silencing freedom-minded people on your platform. But know this, we will not be silenced. We will continue to share ideas and to communicate with one another like the free human beings that we are. Many of us, including yours truly, would prefer to engage on your platform. But if we have to utilize other platforms, we will. Again, I say this with humility and with great and sincere respect for what you have built. Don't be evil. Be a bastion for free thought and expression. History will look very kindly on you if you do. I know history well. And history shows over and over that top-down systems of control in the long run destroy human ingenuity and progress. I wish to continue to use YouTube and will continue to utilize YouTube as long as I am able. I admire the layout and the ease of your platform. I think it's brilliant, actually. But your policies in recent years are compelling many fair-minded and reasonable people to leave. Surprise us and change course. Sincerely, Jonathan Barth, Assistant Professor of History at Arizona State University. God bless you. May the Lord change your heart on this matter. Peace.